Hi, I'm Larry Richardson, your step-by-step chef. In this episode, we're going to make a delicious side dish if you like garlic. If you don't like garlic, you will probably not enjoy these garlic mashed potatoes. If you do, get ready for a flavor sensation you just won't believe. So come on, let's cook. Okay, so here are the ingredients for our garlic mashed potatoes. Now, first of all, for the basic mashed potato ingredients, I have 6 white potatoes. You can also use red potatoes, which actually, if you leave them skin on, they look quite beautiful in this garlic mashed potato dish. I usually do use the skin on. You're also going to use a cup of milk, 4 tablespoons of butter, a teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. And that is our basic mashed potato segment of this dish. Now for the garlic, what we're going to use is 3 heads of garlic, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and some canola oil spray. So this is a very basic recipe, but boy is it delicious. Let me show you how to put this together. And the first thing we're going to do, of course, is get our potatoes started. The potatoes take about 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes to cook fully, and slicing them in half speeds it up. Now, if you have any unsightly eyes, certainly remove them at this point. Also, if you want to peel the potatoes, you're welcome to. I don't. Again, I like a little skin in this dish. So I'm just putting it in this pan, just covering them with water, and then I'll put them on the stove at high temperature. And then once they reach a boil, I'll lower the temperature down and just keep it at a steady, nice and even boil. And then at the 30-minute mark, 30 to 40-minute mark, we'll test them with a fork. If the potatoes slip off the fork right away, then they're done. If it's a little bit firm and they hang on to the fork, they probably need another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so they're going right onto the stove. Okay, so while the potatoes are cooking, what I want to do is also roast the garlic. So I have this loaf pan that I'm spraying canola oil into, just to make sure that the garlic doesn't stick to it. And then what we want to do is remove the outer skin off of these heads of garlic. So you want to expose the cloves of garlic. And then what I'm going to do is take our 2 tablespoons of olive oil and just drizzle them on top of these. Give them a nice coating. Okay. I know it looked like I just used 3, but those were not heaping tablespoons of olive oil. And then what I like to do is just massage the olive oil into it a little bit. Just pick some of that up off the bottom, just to make sure that all the cloves get a nice covering. There we go. So those are well greased. And now what I'm going to do is cover this pan with foil and put it in the oven for 40 minutes at 400 degrees. And then we're going to check on it. And here are our roasted heads of garlic. Now I'm going to let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes until they can be handled. Then what I'm going to do is chop that top off of them, and we're going to squeeze them into the mashed potatoes. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. And here we are. Our garlic cloves have cooled quite nicely. Now make sure they've cooled, because you don't want to get 400-degree hot garlic on your hands. So I'm also using this napkin just to give me a little extra grip. Now I'm cutting the tops off the garlic cloves, making sure that all of the garlic cloves get opened up, and then I'm just going to squeeze it into this bowl. I'm not squeezing it directly into the mashed potatoes because I don't want to risk having any of the wrapper from the garlic fall into the potatoes directly. You really don't want people chewing on garlic skin. So I'm just taking all this garlic right out of the wrapper There we go. Yep, there's a little wrapper fell in. And just pick that out if you see it. And if one of these falls out and has some garlic still in it, just drop that back in. Okay, that's looking good. And then I always like to take a look at the head of garlic and make sure I haven't left any behind. There's a piece. Okay, so that one was nicely cleaned. Now I'm going to repeat that for the other two. And this is what our 3 heads of garlic look like. You can see that I got all the garlic out, and I took the paper out of this too. So now what I want to do is just take the garlic and just chop it up a little bit. You want smaller pieces of garlic. You don't want people getting whole cloves of garlic in every dish. So I'm just kind of pulling it apart, mincing it, mushing it ahead of adding it to the mashed potatoes. And again, if you really, really like garlic, you can add more than this. I think this is just about right, especially when other people are having it with me. And here are the potatoes, fresh from the stove. Again, this is what the test should look like. When they slip off like that, they're ready to be mashed. So I'm adding our cup of milk, our 4 tablespoons of butter, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. And then we're going to put the garlic in with it. Wow, that smells delicious. And we're going to mash it up. Now, the mashing consistency is totally up to you. Some people like just a little bit of grit in their mashed potatoes, a little bit of lumpy potato. Other people are purists, and they want it smooth. And I've seen people almost go to war because the mashed potatoes were lumpy. But because this has garlic in it, it can stand up to a little bit of lump. I've had some at restaurants where it was very lumpy. But the consistency is totally up to you. But really what we want to do here is mainly mix in the garlic as well as we can. Wow, do they smell good. They have a nice golden color. I can still see some of the garlic in there. So it's not getting worked in so that it's invisible. There are pieces of garlic. And that's part of the allure of this dish, is that you never know exactly what you're going to get in each spoonful. And that'll do it. This is ready to eat. Congratulations, look at what you just did. You just made these delicious and fluffy garlic mashed potatoes. Now, if you like this side dish, you're going to love the dozens of recipes and videos I have to show you the step-by-step way to make many, many delicious meals. So I'm Larry Richardson, I am your step-by-step chef, and I'll see you in the next episode.